From the
If
words.
Will I Am went swimming, bro, would it just be Will I Swam?
Yep.
If he wore a suicide vest, would be Will I Bam? To be honest, if he pushed the button, he'd be Will I Was, but...
If he was gay, he'd be like, Will I Graham?
If he was a unit of measurement, he'd be Will I Graham. If he held back water, he'd be Will I Dam.
If he was public transport, he'd be Will I Tram.
If he was all a fucking fraud, he'd be Will I Scam.
Sorry. It took me back.
I was really surprised if he Will I Zion.
If he was born in Norway, he'd be Will I Flam.
Oh fuck! I was trying to do flam but with dessert!
Yeah.
I want ice cream
If he
now.
was on a terrible internet site, he'd be Will I 4chan.
If he was a part of the Wu-Tang Clan, he'd be Will I METHOD man.
That was way too much, right?
Yeah, way too much.
If he was fake, he'd be Will I Sham.
Yeah. If his name was different, he'd be Will I Sam. I don't know. Oh, if it was a fruit spread, he'd be Will I Jam.
If he doesn't change at all, he'd be still I Am.
When I need to do this fucking essay, will I fuck.
Will I Cram?
No. Yes, will I cram? That's it.
If he was in a 70s disco, it was Will I Jam.
If he was Puerto Rican, he'd be Will I Tan. If he was a woman, he'd be Will I Man. I can't.
No, do you know what a fun name is? Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaGruff.
When he's had enough of this joke, he'd be Shia enough.
If he was bodybuilder, he'd be Shia So Tough.
He'd be Shia So Tough.
If he was fake meat, he'd be Will I Spam. If he was a Christmas dinner, he'd be Will I Ham.
When someone asked him if he got his phone number, he'd be like, Will I Rang? No.
Oh,
If he went to Jersey Shore, he'd be Will I Rum.
Yeah.